Weekend that Apple's new iPad will now go on sale April 3rd. It was slated to hit the market late March. The Wi-Fi models that connect to the internet will go on sale first. Other models will be released later on in the month. The iPad will cost between $499 and $829 depending on the model. But even before the iPad hits those store shelves next month, it's facing competition from Juju. So what's Juju? It is a tablet from a Singapore-based startup company that was all the rage on gadget blogs several months ago. And joining me live now is Dan Ackerman, the senior editor with CNET.com. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you.
Okay, let's compare Juju and iPad. Are there advantages that Juju has?
You know, the Juju does do a couple of things that the iPad doesn't. The most notable which is it plays Flash, which is a technology used in websites to do things like watch Hulu videos or to go on Facebook and play games like Farmville. So that's a big advantage.
That is, yeah.
But it's just one of several tablets that people are bringing out kind of in anticipation of that iPad.
Well, I was going to say, what other competition is there? They got Juju, then what else?
HP said they were going to do a tablet back in January. Dell said they were going to do a tablet. Lenovo has a bunch of tablets. Everybody was really rushing to sort of announce their tablets back in January before Apple made their formal announcement. But none of these are actually out yet. So.
How concerned is Apple that these other tablets are going to take a bite out of its business?
You know, I think Apple is looking at this and saying they must be doing the right thing because every other company, which has kind of made tablets for years, but nobody's been particularly interested in them, now they're really pushing tablets right in advance of Apple. So Apple's saying, hey, we're obviously on the right track here.
So you don't think they're that worried about this?
I don't think they're particularly worried about this.
When you talk about things, what Juju has, the Flash player ability, those kinds of things, I mean, that's great for some people.
That is great, but I've tested a lot of these other tablets from other companies, and they don't quite have that ease of use that you get with like your iPhone or your iPod Touch, and that's sort of the same sort of touch interface the iPad is going to have. I think it's going to have a much better chance of kind of hooking in consumers, which are just easy to use. You just touch it, you move stuff around, it works really simply.
How much of a big deal do you think this is going to be come April 3rd, is it, that it's going to be released?
You know, I think there's a lot of consumer interest in the iPad, even though people like me have been kind of a little lukewarm on it because we feel this first generation is missing some important stuff, like that Flash player, like a webcam. But you know what? We're kind of digital nitpickers.
Yeah.
I think general consumers are super excited about it.
But Dan, aren't you kind of, you're usually, you wait always, you wait. But overall, the iPad, is that something that, I mean, would you want to have one of those and work with it? Does it appeal to you in general?
Even though the initial iPad kind of seems like it's missing a few things, I kind of secretly want one. And I kind of am more excited than I like to let on about it.
Why
As
is
many of us might be. It's just groovy. It's just cool looking.
Okay, you know what? We have got to wrap on that word groovy. Thank you very much, Dan Ackerman with CNET.com, senior editor. Still ahead in our next hour, the trouble with the latest unemployment numbers.